What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you how to make the Doctor from Little Nightmares 2. This is a statue, and this guy hangs on the ceiling. I will ignore the sign. I will talk about the fact that you can technically build him the other way. It'll just make your life a little bit weirder as far as actually getting everything working. But yeah, here he is, and anyway, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Here are all the materials you'll be needing for this build. I'm pretty sure I did do this in like 6 seconds. So, yeah, just if I'm off of material, I do apologize. Alrighty, so the space we need for this is a 25 by 65. Now you're seeing I don't have a grid. This is because this isn't really something that needs a grid because we're, in the sky. If you want to build this on the floor, you're just going to have to flip all of my instructions. However, regardless of which you're doing, do start as I do the same anyway, because it's going to be really helpful to have these markings just in general, and then you can replace it with whatever you need if you don't like the way that I have it. Like if you want him on a ceiling or something. But you want to get out just like gray concrete and calcite. And I was going to get the number that you need. I want to say I would just go like 25 off the ground at minimum. So you see I'm at 60 here. I'm just going to go up to negative 30 maybe? I go a little higher, like negative 25-ish. And you just want to lay out that grid space. So basically, you're placing 25 light gray concrete going left to right, which includes the block that I've already placed. So I'll just extend this guy right by 24. And then I'll extend either side back by 64. And then you can connect together at that backmost block. Or those backmost blocks with more light gray. Just like so. Now you have a giant rectangle. You will have to eventually probably bring this further again if you have an area, but this is all that you need specifically for what we're doing. Next thing that I'm going to tell you to do is basically split this up into 7 by 7 squares that are open. So essentially what I'm going to do, I'm going to start from the front just because that's more important to me, and then if I end up needing to extend it back or forward, I can. But I'm going to count to the 8th light gray in, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and I'll place a light gray behind it. That doesn't include this corner, I should specify, so it would be the 9th in total. And you see if I count like this row kind of before that block, or I guess between these two blocks back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then again you see 3, that was 7 or something, and then this end one should also be 7. And yeah, I can literally just take these two light grays and extend them back, which will split this into 3 different evenly sized rectangles. That's not a word. I tried to say shaped, which I guess was kind of a given based on the fact they're rectangles, but sized would make more sense. And then I'll do the same thing going backward, just every 8th block. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, and eventually you should line up hopefully with the back properly. And yeah, you'll just want to make sure that everything is lined up evenly, and you see this back square is a 7 by 7 as well. You can kind of give it the eyeball test once you have it all, and like you'll notice if they're not squares, because it does become more obvious than it should. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am, for the most part, a little bit busy today. So, trying to squeeze this guy in. Of course, I was like, you know what? I should do the longest tutorial that I physically could do right now. Sounds like a good idea. So, worst case, if I don't finish it, I don't finish it today, but it shouldn't be that bad. He's not insanely large. He's certainly a bulky man, but, you know. And if you would like to just count the squares, you have 3 across and 3, 4... You have 8 going back. So it's a 3 by 8 grid of tiles. So what we can do is we're just going to kind of fill these respectively, that's the word that I'm trying to say and can't say, just with what they should be. So I want to start with this front left one, and we're just going to we're going to kind of, I guess, snake our way down. So we'll start from this front left one, as I mentioned. You'll place calcite in the front 2 rows, just in line with the light gray. You'll then go up diagonally back a row, back 2, up diagonally back a row, and if you'd like back 1, technically because of the fact that this tile is slanted up, it wouldn't line up perfectly with the end like I have it, but that's for you to decide and not really me. Next tile over, I mean it is my decision, but just a point. Next tile over is just flat calcite in line with the light gray. A lot of them will be, but we do have to make sure that the ones where his hands are not, which is also this one, so you'll start from the front row, and you'll just actually place a row of calcite immediately up diagonally from that front row of light gray. Extend it back by 2 rows, up diagonally back 1, and back by 3. And again, if you want to just do back by 2, so you have that be shorter row, you can, but the other thing I will let you consider is if you do that, it won't rest on his knuckles as much, which I think is why I did it the way that I did it. Next row, the outer 2, the right one and left one, are calcite, but the middle one is just open. You can switch the open ones as you'd like, although if you want to fill them all now and then just not worry about it, like worry about it later rather, I tried to almost use the lighting to my advantage with that, with it being daytime, because this one is directly above his head, so you can kind of just see it better. Next row back is just all of them filled with calcite. There's only one more slanted, which is, I don't know if it's where his feet are or not. It's on that back row, but I don't know if that is where his feet come up, because it's the center tile only, which I would think his feet would be closer to the other ones, but I can't remember off the top of my head. We'll probably start with his hands and then just work our way from there. Next row back, the left one is open and the other 2 are full. But yeah, we'll start with his hands and then we'll just kind of work our way around, do the head fairly early, and then we'll just be left with the task that is the body and legs. So it'll be fun. Not really. Not gonna lie, this one won't be fun. Next row, all 3 of them are just filled. Almost there. Although after this one, Thin Man is the next statue, which he should be a nice change of pace. I got Big Top to do as well at some point. He's kind of just waiting. I'm thinking about doing him after LN, either LN2 or LN General, but I'm not sure what I want to do yet, and I don't really feel like making the LN3 character, so that probably won't happen. I'm not building statues very often anymore. You'll leave for the next row, the right one open, and the left 2 you will fill, and I might as well just tell you the next row, because it's the second to last. It's all calcite, and then we'll just have the task that is the last one left, which really doesn't have a ton to do. And yeah, I'm gonna slash fill this one because I'm getting lazy. It's already that point. My keyboard is at a horrendous angle. There we go, that's better. And then for the back row, the left and the right, you will just fill, and the middle one you'll leave open for a second, but we do have to add a slanted tile in there, or one that is kind of coming up. These ceiling tiles in real life are really not sturdy. I mean, I guess you gotta access above them sometimes, so that makes sense, but you think you have specific access panels for that? I don't know. Because you can't just, like, pick these up. Not that I ever have, but I've seen it be done. That back tile, you'll have the front 2 rows of it filled with calcite. Then from there, you'll go up diagonally back, up diagonally back, and back. And you see this one is, for some reason, shorter A block. I don't know why I didn't do it for the others, but yeah, whatever. I think because of what I had mentioned with the hands, actually, I wanted to make sure that it was resting on the hands, and this one is, in fact, resting on both feet. The inner sides of them, but still the feet nonetheless. Anyway, from this point, you can head back to the front, which is with the 2 standard tiles here. And you can clear your inventory of the whole 2 materials and get out the following. Smooth sandstone. It is not there. Why was I checking there? Smooth sandstone slabs. Smooth sandstone stairs. Smooth quartz blocks. Polished diorite slabs. Magenta terracotta. Black concrete. Clay. And brown terracotta. It might not be a bad idea to get out night vision just because you'll be under the ceiling that we've now made. But again, if you want to build it on top, just like cut off the parts that we raised, and I would leave those tiles open for now. And then just, again, make sure you're inversing, like upside down things would not be upside down and vice versa. And you're just working up whenever I would say down. But yeah, just as a thought, because I think he would look cool that way as well. He looked terrifying because his face is not supposed to be right side up, but you know. On both sides anyway to start, you want to take the back row of light gray on these like raised tiles, and the center 3 you'll just bring forward with smooth sandstone on both sides. You'll extend those smooth sandstones out a block in addition, and then you will end up taking the innermost smooth sandstone and extend it up with a slab. Left of that a block, and left of that another slab, which that would be from the right side. On the left side you're going right. Sorry, I should have specified. So it should look like this. Really, each of those slabs and blocks at the top you'll extend back with more blocks of smooth sandstone, which they should kind of cling to the top of the light gray, so he's actually grabbing it. Which is kind of important, because that's like his whole thing. He is crawling on the ceiling, which is terrifying. The original row of smooth sandstone, you place this row of 4. You'll extend in with a slab. And extend that slab down with an upside down slab. And then back from there with a block, which should just be under the light gray. The rows of 4 blocks we placed before, you'll bring down with more blocks. And then extend each of those 4 blocks back by 1. Which should give you a row of 5 in total. Specifically the center 3 blocks of that back row you'll extend down with upside down slab. And then extend both the upside down slabs along with the blocks that would be directly above them, only back by 2. So again, only like just 3 rows you're bringing back on either side. Which should look like this. Those are his hands. From the outermost row, well, you could do technically inner or outer. No, I'll say do outer on both sides and extend just behind the smooth sandstone with 2 smooth quartz extending down. From the bottom one, you're going to extend back by 2, down diagonally back 2, then down 1, down diagonally back 1, and down 1 again. Well, not again, I guess, but close enough. And then you'll go down diagonally back 1 and back 1. Then down diagonally back 1 and back 1 again. And we might stop there, yes. From that end block, you'll extend up 1, up diagonally forward, forward, up diagonally forward, and then from that block, you'll go up by 2, up diagonally forward, up 1, and then up diagonally forward to connect back into the ceiling. Anything kind of between this weird little noodle shape we've made, you'll just kind of fill in these little blocks with smooth quartz, which will give you the outermost row of his arms. But we gotta rinse repeat for the inside, except the inside is a little bit thicker, so you can't just perfectly copy it. What I will say is just bring the... You know what, we are going to do it that way. Just bring the whole, like, arm row that we did in by 2. I think that'll be easier, and then we'll just add the extra blocks. Maybe it isn't easier, but... I think for the point of instructing it, it's just going to be a little bit faster that way. Because it's... There's a consistency to the extra blocks that were added. Like so. That looks so strange. The inner 2 rows start from the point where you have this row of 2 vertically, and on the inside I'm just going to add an extra block below it. I'll do the same to the next row, and I'll do the same under both blocks of this row of 2. It's kind of hard to... Yeah, I guess just both blocks of this row of 2, like so. And then from that point, you see, I'm just going to kind of follow the pattern. I got 2, 1, and under the inner block, or I guess back block of those 2 that you place below there, you'll extend down again, back 2, and we'll just go down 1 again for fun. And so you can take the other arm and kind of just look across and say, okay, this row of 2 has 1 below, this has 1 below, this row of 2 has 1 below each. Back 1 will be brought down, back 2, down again. And you can kind of see that that mirrors nicely. That row you'll extend out by an additional 1 as well. There you go. That gives the arms their shape a little bit. Now, to get to the head... Oh, this is so odd. From the back side of the arms, you have this point where they almost create a... Well, they do create a right angle. Directly here, on the center row of the 3, you'll just place a singular smooth quartz there. Inside of it, you'll extend 2 smooth quartz up on that row. And then from there, you can go... From that top one, in 1, down diagonally forward 1, down by 2, down diagonally back 1, and just down 1. Then from the top smooth quartz on that row, we'll go in again, except this time you'll go... What will we go? We'll go in 1 and then forward 1. And then from there, you're going down by, I think just to the bottom of that row, so down by 5. And then the next row is where the head starts. Yes, so if you end up taking that top smooth quartz from the previous row, you'll extend in with another smooth quartz. And then from there, you'll go forward with 4 smooth sandstone. And then a smooth sandstone stair facing outward. That's the start of his head. This is so cursed. All of this is weird. From that row you just place, you'll go up diagonally in with a row of smooth sandstone slabs from only the smooth sandstone block / stair. For fun, we can place a smooth quartz block behind those slabs. Extend it in by 1. And then place rows of 5 smooth sandstone blocks in front of those inner smooth quartzes. You should be able to place 3 rows of smooth sandstone to connect those previous rows of smooth sandstone together, which will kind of give you the top of his head, but it's his chin. I guess for lack of better explanation. The next thing you want to do is take the smooth sandstone stair on either front side here, and you'll connect them together with polished diorite blocks. Off the left and the right blocks, you'll place smooth sandstone blocks, and you'll connect those blocks together with upside down slabs, each with slabs on top. You'll then take these stairs, the only stairs we've actually placed so far, and you'll extend them down with upside down stairs that face out like so. Connect those ones together with polished diorite slabs. And you can actually go behind this row of slabs and just place a row of black concrete. like so. In front of the outermost slabs, you'll place a smooth sandstone slab. Extend down with an upside down slab. In with a block. In with a stair facing inward, and then you'll just connect those stairs together with a slab. Below either stair there, you'll place an upside down slab, and below the slab in the center, you'll place an upside down stair. This little gap below the polished diorite slabs, just like behind these stairs and slabs there, you'll place magenta terracotta. That's his mouth. What you can do from that point is take from his upper lip, which is technically the bottom here, you'll take the slab on like the outer side on both edges, and you'll place a smooth sandstone block behind it. That's not smooth sandstone, I accidentally mouse scrolled. It should be right there. You will then extend each side down by 6. From there, extend down diagonally in on either side, and then you can connect together. Oh, that's so weird. You will, on either bottom corner, place a smooth sandstone stair, and you'll connect those stairs together with upside down stairs, which should kind of give you this almost smiley face look. You'll copy that row 2 more times. Like so. Against either like side row of sandstone, you'll place a stair facing inward. Going in from there, you'll place stairs facing outward, and then a smooth sandstone block in the direct center. That block you can extend up by 2, and that second one will be behind this upside down stair. From that top block, you'll extend it out by 1, and then out with an upside down slab, which should give you eye holes. Behind the upside down slab on either side for the eye, you'll place a smooth sandstone block. Below it, a clay, which will end up extending in by 1. And then behind these like stairs and below the clay, you'll place brown terracotta, which will give you his rough, I guess the front of his face done. So that's part of the way there. Get rid of, I'm going to say the brown terracotta and get out a block of coal. And on either side of his head, I want to take this, like the block directly behind the smooth sandstone stair here on both sides, and extend it down by 2 with smooth sandstone. And again, do this on both sides. And then you'll go down with 5 block of coal. You'll go down diagonally in with a smooth sandstone. Down with an upside down slab. In with a block. Down with an upside down slab, and you'll connect those slabs together. On those rows of block of coal you placed, the center one you'll extend forward with a block of coal, and you'll extend that coal up by 1 as well, which will give you this. You can see we're starting to get somewhere. Oh, that's already creepy. The next row back, you'll take the top smooth sandstone and you'll extend it down by just 1 to start, because I want to get the ears in here. You extend that block out with a slab, and then you'll go down with an upside down stair that faces out. Outside of that, a regular stair that will also face out. You'll then go down with an upside down stair that faces in. Down with an upside down slab, and then in with 2 blocks. This inner block I'll bring up by 1. Actually, I'll just bring it up by 2 to connect into the beginning of the row. And I will also extend it down with 3 block of coal. I'll go down diagonally in 1. Down with a smooth sandstone. Down diagonally in with an upside down slab, and those can connect together. He got big ol' ears. We'll do the backing for those ears with this next row. So if you take this smooth sandstone, again, the just next one back, you want to extend it down by, again, just 1. You'll then extend down with a block of coal. And this will be very strange to place, but you want to place a smooth sandstone stair that faces into that block of coal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can stand on the ear and just like crouch. Can I place it off of that? I don't think I can. So I'm going to place a placeholder there and then place it. Okay, well, I'll get there eventually. Just get there. That's the end goal. Doesn't matter how you do it. I'll then extend that stair down with a block and also an upside down slab. I'll then take the block in the center of that little row and I'll bring it out with a stair that faces out. I will take that bottom upside down slab and extend it in with a block of coal. And then I will extend that block of coal down by 4. Is it lower? It should be lower, I think. I'll confirm though before I... Okay, yeah, it is. You'll then go down diagonally in with a block of coal, down diagonally in with an upside down smooth sandstone slab, and those will connect together. The next row is pretty much the same. Well, okay, what I'm going to just show you is bring these smooth sandstones from the top just down with block of coal until you're at the end of this row. It should be 8 down. And then the bottom is the same, down diagonally in with a coal, down diagonally in with an upside down slab, and connect together. That is most of his head. He does have a little section at the back, which we can do real quick. If you just head to the back, from this upside down slab row, you'll place smooth sandstone blocks on top, back with upside down slabs, up with a row of blocks that will extend an additional 1 to the left and right. And then from those additional ones, you'll place smooth sandstones extending up. Only from those, though. And that'll also help us to make sure later, when we're doing the body, that everything lines up correctly, because it should just kind of almost slot into the hole we have in the back of his head, sort of. But, yeah, there's his head and arms. Now it's time for the fun part. It's already been 27 minutes. We're gonna be here forever. Alright, so we don't necessarily need to, but we can clear our inventory just to kind of organize everything better and just get out smooth quartz blocks, gray concrete, and black concrete. That's all we'll need for probably the rest of this tutorial, unless I missed something small, but I don't think I would have. So we're going to try to start from the top of his body and just work our way down, and then we'll end up closing off. If you start from above the head here, we can almost find the center line. Well, we can find the center line. You'll take these, like, rows of smooth quartz on either side, and you'll extend them up diagonally in and connect together just over top the head, like so. The center of those 3 you'll extend up diagonally back by 1, back 1, and then up diagonally back to connect into the calcite. From this point, we're going in both directions, the same for every single row for the rest of time, basically. You'll extend it out by 2 on both sides, as I just mentioned. You'll then extend out diagonally back 1 and back 2. Out diagonally back by 1 and back 2 yet again. Out diagonally back by 1 and back 3. Out diagonally back 1, and that's it for that. You'll then extend in diagonally back 1 and back 2. Sorry, I had to like process that in my brain. In diagonally back by 1 and back 1. Then you'll go in diagonally back by 3. And you should just connect together with 1 at the back. And that's the first shape. That looks like a shark or something. This little block here on the left, you can just fill in with a smooth quartz. If you want to bring it up so he's like kind of absorbing the wall, I guess. I don't know. You can, but that is up to you. For the next row down at the front here, you want to take this row of 1 and extend it out by 1 on either side to start. You'll then go out diagonally back by 2 and out 1 from that second block. Then out diagonally back 2 and back 1. That's not it. There we go. Love breaking blocks I need. Out diagonally back 1 and back 2. Out diagonally back 1 and back by 5. In diagonally back 1 and back 1. Then again in diagonally back and back. In diagonally back by 5. And you should just connect together with one block at the back. And you'll fill in kind of the like inner row or just inside of this row between the two that you've done, in line with the one that you just did, or just placed rather. And this will be our life for a while. So enjoy it or don't, I don't know. Next up, we'll try to start from the front each time. We'll have to end up kind of going down and out more at certain points, but yeah, so you'll start from this row of 3 on the front, and you will go back diagonally out 1 and out 1, back diagonally out 2 and out 1 again from that end row, back diagonally out 1 and back by 2. Some weird shaping. Back diagonally out 1 and back by 6. This will end up under a previous row, by the way. Did I do that right? Yeah. Just back diagonally out 1 from there. Then back diagonally in 1 and back 4. Back diagonally in by 6. And then you'll connect together at the back. And same thing, you're filling in line with that row, just around the edges. Not too many blocks this time, which is nice. But still some. Yeah, okay, thanks Minecraft Ambiance. Next row, we're going to start from this like row of 2 on either side, kind of behind his head. And you want to, from them, extend back diagonally out by 2 and out 1. Which is just following the shape, actually. That's nice. You'll then go back diagonally out 1 and back 1. Back diagonally out 1 and back by 4. Back diagonally out 1 and back by 7. Back diagonally in 1 and back 2. Back diagonally in by 2 and back 1 from there. Back diagonally in 2 and in 1. Back diagonally in 1, and then you'll connect together from there, and again fill in the little funny blocks. Not too many that time. Yeah, they're all on the back apparently, and it's a whole 4 of them in total. Next row, we're gonna start from almost this like shoulder blade that sticks out. It's not really a shoulder blade, but it's this like row of 3 just above the arms. You'll extend back by, that's the wrong block. You'll extend back by 1 from those outer blocks. Actually back by 2, I changed my mind. So just throw another block back. You'll then go back diagonally out 1 and back 3. Then you'll go back diagonally out 1 and back by, hold on, 11. This side is only going to get longer, by the way. Which I guess makes our life easier. Back diagonally, in one, and back one. Again, back diagonally, in and back. Back diagonally, in by 2. And then you'll go back diagonally in with a gray concrete. In by 1. And you can end up taking the previous row, basically, this row of 5, and just extend these center 3 smooth courts only down an additional row. And I guess if you would like to bring in the grays to fill in these little gaps you'll have, then you can. But that's just marking the legs, so once we get to building them, which we'll probably do after they're fully marked, just to get a break from all of this. Yeah, we can. You'll then take those funny little blocks on the corners of the, or like the, I guess, back corners of the arms for this next step. And from these little corner blocks should extend back diagonally in 1, back diagonally out 1, and then back 1. Then you'll go back diagonally out 1 and back by 15. Just like so. You'll then go back diagonally in by 2 and back 1. And from my understanding, the rest of this row will follow the previous row, except for between the legs, the very center block will be out another block. Just like so. We're getting there. Next up, we'll just take this outermost block of the arm, and we're going to kind of same thing. You'll extend back diagonally in 1, and then you'll go back diagonally out 1 and back by 17, which should stick 1 further back than the previous row. And then you'll go back diagonally in 1 and back 1. Back diagonally in by 2 and in 1. And then where was I? I just immediately lost the row I was on. That's good. Oh no, never mind. You'll go back diagonally in with a gray. In by 2. And then you'll go back diagonally in with the smooth chords and connect together, which should give you this. And there you see the legs are now a 3x3 marking. We'll have to extend it out, I think, soon, just because we're getting to that point to where the middle is coming out further than the legs are marked, so, which will literally be the next row. But the next row is also the last row for the legs, so that'll help us anyway. You can take the row of the arm that you have currently, and which is the next one, and you're literally just going to follow the previous row of smooth courts until you reach this one diagonal, and then from it, here, let me do the other side real quick so you can see again. Go all the way back, and then I'll go this row 2 and this guy here. I'll just go an additional 2 1 diagonals in, so it's at this point. And then I'll go diagonally in and back with a gray concrete, twice actually. In with a gray, and then I'll connect together with smooth quartz. We'll fix that shaping in a little bit, but I want to at least get a couple rows of the body where it fully connects around, and then we can get back to that. Next row, literally just the next row of the arms. I don't really know. You're extending these smooth quartz back, and again, you're following pretty much the same shape until the smooth quartz stops for this row, which will be just right there, and then I'll figure it out in a second. Even though I'm looking directly at it, so I know what to do. You'll extend in with a smooth quartz, back diagonally in, back diagonally in, and you'll connect. Just like so. Next row, you'll take this part of the arm, which is going to be not specifically the block that I'm highlighting, just this row of 3 in general is what I want to point at. And so for this row of 3, you actually want to, for both these rows, break this block of smooth quartz and just extend the row back another block, so it's 4 instead of 3. And just, you don't have to worry about adding the lower block back, because we'll get there on the next row anyway. But from that point, you can take the back smooth quartz and extend out diagonally back by 1. And then you'll extend back by 15. Back diagonally in by 2. Back 1. Back diagonally in 1 and back 1. Back diagonally in 1 and in 2. Back diagonally in by 2, and then just connect together at the back from there. I think we'll do one more row and then we'll get to the legs. So you'll take this smooth quartz here on the front. It should be just kind of either side of the head. You'll have this block just kind of waiting. You'll end up wanting a smooth quartz from this one down diagonally in, like so. And it should also diagonally connect to this smooth sandstone. Not that that's important, I just figured I'd mention it. So from there, you're extending the smooth quartz back 1, in 1, which isn't really important. It's just so we know that's there. But from the, I guess, outer smooth quartz, yeah, you'll extend back diagonally out 1 and out 1. And then you'll go back diagonally out by 2. Back by 3. Back diagonally out by 1. And back by 11. You'll then go back diagonally in 1 and back 1. You'll then go back diagonally in 1 and back 1 again. Then back diagonally in by 3 and in 1. Back diagonally in 1, in, and then you'll just go back diagonally in the center. That feels like a good point to stop and do the legs. So let's do it. These are just kind of squares for the most part. There's one particular block that isn't a square, which we'll actually start with. It's already marked, so we'll just even cut it off. This row of 2 gray on the back, you'll extend up an additional row and then bring that out by 1. So just remember this corner needs to stay as is. Although I guess that is already kind of obvious. Extend the... any gray on really either leg, it doesn't matter. You'll just extend up 1. At least up this back row, make sure you're there. You'll then go up diagonally back by 3. Back 1. Down diagonally back. Back 2. Down diagonally back. Back 1. Up diagonally back. Up. Forward 2. Up diagonally forward. Forward 2. Up diagonally forward. Forward 3. Down diagonally forward by 2. And then down by 1. Which should give you this. I'll fill in the entire, like, center of this shape in with gray concrete. And then I'll extend this whole thing across the 2 rows and also copy it on the other leg. So just bring the outer perimeter across by 2 to start. And then I'll fill in whatever's left. And then again, I can just look across here and copy it. Not too not too hard, I mean. Not too easy. I would hope it's easy enough. I don't know, I'm filling this with no logic or reason. There's no method to my madness, I am just filling. There you go. You should have this. He does need feet, still. That's important. You want to... On that kind of inner corner of gray concrete, you'll just place a full row of black concrete. Let me switch it to night real quick, just because of this part is going to be so much easier to see. That's a lot better, actually, in general, wow. And you want to take the outer block on this row of black on both sides and extend off diagonally back by 1, back, and then off diagonally back by 3, which should connect into the light gray concrete if you did take the outer ones. I will copy this with the inner ones just because. And from the original row of black on, I guess both the inside and outside, I'll go down diagonally forward 1, down diagonally back 1, and then I'll just repeatedly go up diagonally back, and eventually you should connect back into the, like, top black concrete diagonally. You might not even notice you'll connect to it, but you'll see how I'm kind of hitting against it. Just right there. Like so. That is so weird looking. Yeah, wow, that's a little strange. Connect these rows together, at least, you know, on the legs that they're on, along with filling in these side portions with the small amount of blocks that you need to do this with. Yeah, working with black concrete's so annoying in this game. I should have used, like, coal or something, but... oh well. I try to use coal on statues instead in, like, other builds. At least in situations where it makes sense. And then on the, like, top half of the shoe, where you have this strange spot where it kind of just, like, randomly goes in. On top of each of the black concretes from that point on, you're going to place another black just on the center one. Including this down diagonal point, kind of at the very tippy top of the shoe. I guess the back side of the shoes. Like so. The bottom should stay flat, which is this side. And yeah. Should look like that. He got some long shoes. If you want, you can get rid of the gray and black concrete. Oh yeah, I forgot I dropped one. And you'll just need the smooth quartz for the rest of this tutorial, which is nice. One thing I will say is the row that you just placed of smooth quartz, just above it, you'll see I just have this random gap on the inner corners. If you didn't fill that in with smooth quartz already, you can, from in line with the previous row. I never mentioned it, so you probably wouldn't have, but who knows. The next row down is where things get weird. From those inner smooth quartz I told you to place that weren't really important, you'll go down diagonally in from and connect them together, just kind of in line behind the head, like so. From there, I'll go down, or not down, I don't know why I keep saying down. Back diagonally out 1 and out 2. Right? Out 1, correction. Apologies. And then you'll go back diagonally out and out 1 again. Back diagonally out by 2 and back 4. Did I do 2 on that side? Yeah, I did. Okay, never mind. You'll then go back diagonally out 1 and back 7. Back diagonally in 1 and back 2. Okay. Back diagonally in 1 and back 1. Do that again, so back diagonally in 1 and back 1. And then you'll go back diagonally in by 2 and in 1. Back diagonally in 1, and you'll connect together from there. We're getting there. From the very center here, I'm going to actually lay out the center line, I think, because this will just be a little bit easier for us to find the center. If you take this smooth quartz here, you're going to go down diagonally back, for real down this time, by 2. Then down 1. Down diagonally back by 3. Then back 3. Down diagonally back by 1. And back by, was that 4? Yes. Down diagonal, or up diagonally back 1 and back by 5. Down diagonally back 1 and back 2. Up diagonally back and back. Up diagonally back and up 2. Up diagonally back and up 1. And that should kind of give you the shape. And you see how many rows we have left? Not too many. More than I'd like, but you know. You will take the front block, this top one, and you'll extend it either side by 2. You'll then go out diagonally back 1 and out 2, for real this time. Out diagonally back and out 1. And then from there, you'll just go back 1. Actually, back 2. So just add another one. Out diagonally back by 1 and back by 6. Out diagonally back 1. In diagonally back 1 and back 4. In diagonally back and back. In diagonally back and back again. In diagonally back 3 and in 1. And then back diagonally in 1, and that should connect for that row. Next row. Take the smooth quartz and extend it either direction by 3, so left and right rather. Out diagonally back 1 and out 1. Out diagonally back 2 and back 1. Out diagonally back 1 and back by 9. Out diagonally in and back 3, or back diagonally in and back 3. Back diagonally in by 2 and back 1. Back diagonally into and into, and that should finish that row. Basically 4 more. That bottom row doesn't really count because that's easy. From the front again, because that's just our motto here, I guess. Extend out in either direction by 1. Back diagonally out and out 1. Then again. Then after that second row of 2, you'll go back diagonally out by 2. And then from there, you'll go back by, hold on, 4. Back diagonally out 1 and back 2. Back diagonally in 1 and back 4. Back diagonally in and back. Then again. Back diagonally in by 3, and then you'll connect together. Or connect to the center from there. Oh my god. It snuck up on me. 3 more, basically, from this singular little diagonal guy. Here you'll extend out by 1 on either side and start the same as the last one, so go back diagonally out and out by 1 twice on either side. Then you'll go back diagonally out by 2 as well, and this time you'll go back by 5. Back diagonally out by 1. Back diagonally in 1 and back 2. Back diagonally in 1 and back 3. Back diagonally in by 2 and back 1. And then back diagonally in 2 and you'll connect to the center. So just the same as the previous row, actually. Nice. Next up, again from the front, because it just always is, it should be the last one diagonal down. You'll extend out by 1 on either side, down diagonally, or back diagonally out and out, back diagonally out 2 and back, back diagonally out and back, back diagonally out and back 2, back diagonally in and back 2, back diagonally in, or back rather, not in, sorry. Back diagonally in and back 3. This has been a mistake-filled tutorial, I'm so sorry. Back diagonally in by 3, and that should just connect to the center on its own. And anything like outside of that row that is gaps, you'll fill in line with the previous row with smooth quartz. Final full row technically, but also not. You want to take the front here and extend the smooth quartz in either direction by 1. You'll then extend back by 1 on either side, out diagonally back and back, out diagonally back and out. Then you'll extend back 1, back diagonally out, back 2, in 1, back diagonally in 1, back 2, then you'll go back diagonally in and back 2 again, then back diagonally out and back 2, then back diagonally into, and that should connect to this center row. Nope. Okay, that's fine. For the lower row, just if you take this back row of 3 smooth quartz, it'll extend in either direction by 1, which is left and right. If you take this row of 5 on the front 2 rows will extend in either direction by 1, and the back 3 will extend left and right, which is in either direction by 2. And then now I'm just going to take, again, kind of filling in each row with smooth quartz just inside of itself to fill in all of the gaps that we have remaining. And that'll be the statue finished. I'm sorry that was like mistake after mistake. That isn't really probably as noticeable in the actual tutorial, but there was a lot of cuts there for me, so I do apologize. I was a little bit all over the place. I don't know. It started so good, and then it just got progressively worse the further that I got. But anyway, I'd recommend just checking around, making sure you have no gaps. But if you don't, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your Little Nightmares 2 Doctor statue complete. If you want, you could even add like a light up here or something, or just something to make his face shine a little bit. That's why I added the hole there specifically, as I had mentioned earlier, just because I thought it looked better. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Oh, never mind. Forgot that my emoji was stolen. Peace.